Well, hello there. I'm Whoopi Goldberg, and welcome to the Lesbian Detective Fiction Variety Hour. Today I will be describing to you how exactly lesbian detective fiction relates to the classic conventions of hard-boiled detective fiction, through a variety of daring acrobatics and titillating dance moves. Well, here's the thing. I made that up. I'm not actually going to do that because I don't know anything about lesbian detective fiction at all. I guess we're just gonna have to figure this out together. What I was thinking was the best place to start is how it all began. So why don't we give a call to our favorite history expert, Dr. Bert Cantaloupe, and see if he has any knowledge about the origins of lesbian detective fiction. Calling him on the giraffe phone. Hello, is this Dr. Bert Cantaloupe?
Why, hello, Rory!
Well, Bert, I was wondering if you could tell us how the lesbian detective fiction genre really began.
Well, Rory, as it turns out, I do love history, so here's what I know. Unlike gay detectives who appeared in the 60s, lesbian detective fiction didn't really begin until the 1980s.
Good God!
Catherine V. Forrest is credited as the pioneer of lesbian detective fiction with her 1984 novel, Amateur City.
Yes, I'm beginning to remember now. Her character was Kate Delafield, an LAPD homicide detective.
Yes! Forrest opened the door for such authors as Barbara Wilson, V.H. McDermott, Ellen Hart, and Mary Wing.
Yes, what types of themes were dealt with in lesbian detective fiction?
Well, while gay detective fiction often took a more campy, satirical route, lesbian detective fiction often tackled serious social issues head on, such as racism, sexism, homophobia, violence against women, and various world political issues. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm late for my hot tub conference with Barbara Bush and Newt Gingrich.
Ah, yes, he's a busy man. Well, I think the next step, really, is for us to call an actual lesbian detective to see what she has to say. And I know just the one. It's Pam Nilsson from Murder in the Collective. Let's see what she's doing.
Have a call. Hello?
Pammy! It's Whoopi Goldberg calling. Listen, I don't have much time, but I was wondering if you could tell me how lesbian detective fiction alters the classic conventions of hard-boiled detective fiction.
Well, for one, we lesbian detectives hate being alone. Unlike the Sam Spades of the world, we aren't really loners and prefer to function more as a team or a community. Take me, for example. I'm hardly ever alone in my book, Murder in the Collective, now out of print.
Now, what about the tradition of the femme fatale, which is not to be confused with the femme fatale? That's something different.
Solving romantic issues in lesbian detective fiction is sometimes just as important as solving the crime itself. Most lesbian detective fiction novels go into depth about how the protagonist feels about being a lesbian. My book was all about my realizing I was a lesbian. I felt so exposed.
Well, how else do the conventions change?
Well, traditionally, in hardboiled detective fiction, the community is disrupted by the heterosexual male detective working to restore justice. But in lesbian detective fiction, it is society that is usually rejecting or excluding the detective, me, who must work with only the support of her lover and the lesbian community. Unfortunately for me, my lover left me at the end.
Well, thank you for talking to me, Pam. This clears up so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
I wanna know what love is.
Right. Well, thank you, Pam. And I hope you find out what love is. But anyway, that's basically all the time. What is that? How unprofessional. I apologize. My telephone's going off in the middle of the show. Who could it be? Oh! Well, would you... would you look at that? It's actually author of Murder in the Collective, Barbara Wilson, texting me at this hour. We're right when we're doing the show. Well, yeah, I'll share what she said to me. Barbara was just we were having we were having a dialogue about her brilliant out of print book Murder in the Collective, and she says she's telling me about what she was thinking, what she was writing, and she says, "I thought if I could manage to combine politics with entertainment, I might be able to create a novel that could not only tackle some important topics, but could actually be fun and energizing to write," which is interesting. So she's basically saying that she's using the traditions of noir to get political and kind of write a protest novel and kind of make a social commentary and make a statement within the confines of a genre that we're all very familiar and comfortable with. That's very interesting. That's very interesting, Barbara. Because she's giving visibility to lesbianism and a particular movement. And also other political issues. She talks about a lot of things going on in the Philippines and leftist movements. So, all right, Barbara, you do your damn thing, Barb. You you get it, girl. That's what you do. You get it, GIT, Barb. All right. Well, you know what? That is all the time we have for today. Thank you for joining us on the Lesbian Detective Fiction Variety Hour. It has been it's been like 6 minutes. So I don't know why this is called an hour. I'm getting paid regardless. So thank you for joining us. I'm Whoopi Goldberg, and we'll see you next week.